Hey everybody, Drew here from Pellet Cars with a dual purpose video today. I want to show you guys this 2010 Toyota Camry Sport Edition, but also retro review it. It's going on 11 years old in a couple months, and how does it stack up compared to what's available today? This car, first of all, is absolutely fantastic. The styling, in my opinion, is great. Obviously, that's subjective, but keep in mind, when this car was new, it was only about $25,000. Now, you've got ground effects, beautiful 17-inch wheels. The styling is conservative, like a Camry, but at the same time, you know, pretty aggressive. This particular Camry is unusual. Most Camrys, the vast majority of Camrys, were the LE model. So that would have had hubcaps, a very light colored fuzzy cloth interior, no ground effects, a single exhaust. But if you look at this one, this has actually got a black on black interior, sport pedals, 3-spoke leather wrapped steering wheel. This was available with digital automatic climate control, which this one does not have, a V6 and leather seats, which this one does not have. But this is the common 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. But you know, most Camrys, the steering wheel and the upper dash were a dark tannish gray, which was taupe, if you will. The lower dash and the center console was either a very light tan or a very light gray, and then the seats and the carpeting would match. So absolutely gorgeous with the black on black interior, but they kept the headliner a light color, which gives it an airy feel in the cabin. Very high quality materials. There was some mixed reviews on the 2007 to 2011 Camry for you know, your harder plastics. That's a soft plastic. Down here is a harder plastic. This hasn't really changed today. It's just, you know, this has stitching and this has a stitched look. Still, on this price point car, you're going to find soft plastics up here and hard plastics in lower places that, you know, you're less likely to touch. You even find this exact same type of material in this same location in the Lexus ES from this year. But what I really wanted to talk to you guys about, the compromise that one would normally be faced with in a, you know, a $25,000 car would be, you know, do I want the handling, you know, the sportiness, the aggressive road manners, or do I want, you know, economy and comfort? But this Camry, being the sport model, it has sport tune suspension, and what that basically means, and I'll explain it later when we're on the road, is the torsion bars, or the springs that are parallel, if you will, from wheel to wheel in the back and again in the front. They twist as the car leans, right? And in the Camry SE, they are substantially stiffer. And what that affords you is dramatically better handling, but when both of the wheels move up and down together on both sides, the whole bar moves, it doesn't twist. So over bumps on like the expressway or speed bumps or what have you, it handles like a normal Camry. It's very comfortable. It's not at all harsh. It's not at all jittery, but it handles corners absolutely incredibly. So with the, you know, with the ground effects, the bigger wheels, the black on black interior, and the sport tune suspension, this is far more enjoyable to own than a regular Camry. This particular one is extremely clean. A lot of black Camrys have a bumper, front and rear. They were plastic, obviously. The rest of the car's metal. There is a slight variation of color there, a little bit more so on the very bottom. Fresh out of the car wash here, so kind of what you see is what you get. Passenger side on this particular unit has a couple little scratches, nothing that you know, should deter even the pickiest person from, you know, a 10, almost 11-year-old car. The wheels look good. They've handled the salt pretty well. This is from Pennsylvania, so it's been exposed to a substantial amount less of road salt and harsh winters than it would have here in wonderful upstate New York. And again, here we are at another bumper. It's lost its shine a little bit compared to the metal panels on the car. Something that might buff out, something that might not. But again, even the pickiest buyer would not probably be turned off by, you know, little scratches like that and slight dulling on the bumpers. But I want to take you guys for a ride kind of around this parking lot. We'll show you the brakes and the acceleration. Again, the transmission in this car is fantastic. It's a 6-speed automatic. It's internally cooled, so whether you're in traffic, stop and go, or you're, you know, country roads with stop and go, or you're just on the expressway. It's very mild-mannered, absolutely fantastic. Another thing, the heat is not on, the fan's not on at all. This is a very quiet car, and any noise that exists will pick up on this iPhone 11 I'm shooting this video with. But very quiet, very tame, very nice feeling car. I mean, this car feels, you know, 35,000 all day long, and it was 25,000. So very good job. Here's some nasty bumps. You don't really hear them, you barely feel them, no more so than in a regular Camry. But this is a corner I'd go around at maybe 15 in a regular Camry, and that was 30, and it's comfortable. I'll back off a little bit here and hands off the wheel, hit the brakes really hard. Absolutely no shaking. Try to get you through some gears here in a minute. It's a good example of cornering. More bumps. So there's a really smooth downshift there, really smooth upshift. Car is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to take you guys on the expressway in a minute, okay? But first I want to talk about the interior electronics. So again, this car has regular, you know, good old-fashioned fan speed, temperature, and position of air. It was available with, in some states, you can get the 4-cylinder with the automatic climate control and leather seats and heated. But in our state, kind of in our area, the Northeast, it was this in cloth with a 4-cylinder, automatic, and heated leather with a 6-cylinder. The stereo in this car is fantastic. So premium Camrys of this generation got JBL. This is the first year that they offered Bluetooth streaming audio, which works very well. But the JBL, they took a unique approach when they designed this in 2007. Traditionally, Toyota would, in a JBL system, they would have a subwoofer, 6.5-inch door speakers, and then again, a subwoofer in the middle and the back. But because this car was offered in a hybrid and there was venting for the battery back there, they chose to put 6x9s all the way around, you know, door and rear package tray, and then speakers, mid-range and tweeters up on the dash. And the bass in this car is fantastic, even for today's standards. But again, we're approaching 11 years old. The bass is really good. The sound comes from, obviously I can't show you on a phone because you're going to hear it on either your phone or your computer, but the sound comes from the windshield. So rather than it coming from the sides of you, you feel like you're more like at a concert on the mezzanine, because it literally sounds like it's coming from right there. Fantastic sound. The Bluetooth is reliable and easy. It's obnoxious to set up your phone because, you know, you get instructions like it's the year 2010 again. But, you know, once it's set up, very functional. It's fantastic. You've got your phone controls on the steering wheel, your audio controls on the steering wheel. Hybrid and XLE versions of the Camry also had climate control on the steering wheel, which actually dates back to 1984 in the JDM Nissan SEMA, which was not available in this country. But the, you know, I think the first car in America that had that, the first Japanese car sold in America was the Prius, but not on this one. And again, it wouldn't be anyways because it's not automatic. Your gauges are very pretty compared to a regular Camry with the kind of ice blue back glow and the black look, which again goes with the beautiful black on black interior. So the interior is fantastic. The sunroof, of course, we're not going to open it because it's cold out, but it's a one-touch open, one-touch close. Very nice. You got your reading lights, of course, and your sunglass holder. Very, very nice. Nothing to really say about the rear. It doesn't have any other than the map lights. There's no controls back there. There's no separate AC for the back or heat or what have you. Being an SE model, it's got all the, you know, smooth open and closed doors and such. Very nice in here. So here we are on the interstate. We're going 75 miles per hour, and there are some nasty bumps on this part of the road. I don't know if they're expansion joints or what, but, you know, for the last 15 years, I've considered this part of our expressway pretty rough. And this Camry does not handle these bumps any harder than, you know, one like that white one up there that's an LE model. You know, the SE being substantially sportier around corners is not harsher across the bumps, which is fantastic because that's not compromise. That's having both. And the reason for that is sway bars or anti-sway bars or stabilizer bars, it's all the same thing, 3 different names. They're bars that go parallel with the front and rear axles of rotation, and they twist as a car leans side to side from cornering. Each wheel is connected, or the front wheels are connected at both ends of the front stabilizer bar, and the rear wheels are connected at both ends of the rear stabilizer bar. And as the car leans, it creates what's called torsion, or a twisting spring. It's a bar that is spring steel that creates torsion when it twists. This Camry has substantially upgraded sway bars, and what that does for you is absolutely incredible. This handles like a 5 Series Beamer. I mean, obviously it's not quite that, but the handling is of that spirit. This is a very sport-tuned ride, but at the same time, taking these relatively harsh bumps, it is absolutely smooth, like a Camry. You know, the 2.5 liter engine that's in this is enough for most people. Now, if you like driving a sports car, the 268 horsepower 6-cylinder is going to be better, but this 2.5 liter is more than enough for me, and my daily driver is a 6-cylinder. My summer car is an 80s small block V8, tuned up a little bit. This is more than enough for me, and part of the reason is the 6-speed automatic transmission that's in this is exquisite. I mean, we're going 70 miles per hour and we're at 2,000 RPMs. There's tons of gears to go through, 6 gear ratios to go through. And the transmission is very mild-mannered. It's internally cooled, which adds to its life. It's fantastic, great design. I believe Aisin made it, don't quote me. Either way, it's Toyota transmission. But, you know, the acceleration, the gears, everything in this is enough. The only thing I wish they did that they didn't is give this a sport mode that doesn't require manual shifting, like an Infiniti, where when in sport mode, it would downshift and react to driving habits a little bit more spiritedly, but still be fully automatic. They didn't do that. That's just a matter of programming. It's a shame that they didn't. But the manners of this car, and why I think it's so special, is because all of the comfort, the reliability, the economy, and the practicality of a Camry, but with a black interior, a sport 3-spoke steering wheel, and a handling that you would expect in a 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder rear-wheel drive premium vehicle, in something that's going to be as cheap to own and maintain as every, pardon me, but boring, LE and XLE Camry that's out on the road. This car, and we love cars like this, Volkswagen Passat, Volkswagen Jetta, this Camry, these cars just, pardon the poetry, but laugh in the face of compromise. Why compromise between comfort and sporty handling when you can have both? They absolutely nailed it with this car. It is fantastic. Again, this particular one that we're doing the review on here is for sale, but it probably won't be soon, so know that going in. But yeah, this has been an on-road review of the 2010-2011 Toyota Camry SE. It is fantastic in my estimation, even at a much higher price point. So hopefully this is helpful. If it is, like it, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. We're going to be doing a lot of videos like this. Thanks.